Tonight, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. Coming up is a rematch of that memorable Super Bowl 49 between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And this carries into the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Russell Wilson leads out the Seattle Seahawks offense. The veteran Wilson, a third-round pick back in 2012.
Whenever you think about the Seattle Seahawks, one of the first things that pops to mind is how well they run the football and how much they like doing it. But you have to also look at how well Russell Wilson has played at the quarterback spot. Hasn't just been a game manager. Last year, over 4,100 yards passing, the second most in his career. 31 touchdown passes, and took care of the ball as well because he threw just 5 interceptions. If you need to open things up, Russell Wilson can get it done.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36.
This is Carson. There to stop him, Juwan Bentley. 2nd and 9.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and...
Now it's Carson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And able to find Dorsett. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 42.
One thing about the Seattle Seahawks offense, they are a run-first group, but when they throw the ball, they want to throw it downfield and sting defenses, and Philip Dorsett provides great speed and a good target downfield in order to get that done. Nice catch there. His speed adds an extra dimension to the Seahawks offense.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson, and he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
19-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and he's going to take this down close to the 1st as he's brought down at the Patriots' 13-yard line.
Down at the 13-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
Here's Wilson to throw. That's complete into the hands of Carson.
That's another Seahawks.
How about to start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run.
For Seattle.
Damiere Byrd returning it. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Cam Newton bringing out the offense here for New England, the 1-0 New England Patriots. And going into that Week 1 game, Cam Newton said that his excitement level for the start was on 1,000. And a reporter asked him if he would have butterflies. Charles, he said, "I don't get butterflies, I give them."
Is that such a typical Cam answer? So quotable, and that one was actually fun. He ended up 15 and 19 throwing the football, 165 yards. Very efficient that way. No touchdown passes, but better yet, no interceptions. And you mentioned the rushing yardage. The last time we saw a Patriots quarterback rush like that, I'm going all the way back when they were running some option football. And I think Steve Grogan was the quarterback of that team. So let's go ahead and watch this offense develop and evolve with Cam Newton running it in New England. That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And now the Pats' leading rusher the past 2 seasons, it's Sony Michel. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
Stepping up, he'll try and run.
Holding offense. Don't do us like that.
Isaiah Wynn with a penalty. The former first-round pick back in 2018. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. The throw over the middle taken in. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. A shotgun snap for Newton. And this one's incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. All right, while we have a second here, Charles, let's look ahead to Week 2 on the NFL slate. Some great games coming up. I'm just looking early here, son. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
So now after the sack, Cam of the Patriots going to look up at a 3rd and long. Now Newton. They dial up the screen here to Burkhead. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
31-yard
coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up to... Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the All-Pro Stephon Gilmore. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line.
First down and goal.
He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Eluding the... Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
The tackle made at his own 5-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 6.
On 2nd down, it's Carson.
Chris Carson.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Back out, here comes the New England Patriots on the offensive side, and a Week 1 victory for them, 21-11 over Miami, a division win. You know, 2019, of course, that brought an end to the Patriots era with 1 MVP QB. 2020, they begin a new one with another MVP signal caller in Cam Newton. And plenty of questions about him on the Patriots, but we're starting to see some answers because, did you ever think, definitely not with Tom Brady there, you would say that a quarterback would lead the Patriots in rushing in a game, but that's what Cam did, 75 yards on 15 carries in that opener against Miami.
Yeah, not only that, you have a New England team who's lost a lot of top players on defense, yet they held Miami in check the entire ball game. So you put Cam Newton on offense, big change there. A lot of defensive stars not there anymore, yet the guys who filled in played well for them. A vintage New England team, just when you think you've got them, they look like they've got you. How about the schedule, though? Going to Seattle, home against the Las Vegas Raiders, and then they go to Kansas City. Things are going to be interesting watching the Patriots in the early going.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Now a 1st down throw for Newton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The last catch nearly got him at first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. There's a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown.
To number 11, Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the 2nd half.
Nick Folk for the point after. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Julian Edelman touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is DJ Reed returning. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Back out now come the 1-0 Seattle Seahawks as they beat the Falcons in Week 1. Charles, 38-25. That game was in Atlanta. Russell Wilson continuing to play at the top of his game. Only had 4 incompletions, 31-35, over 300 yards, 4 touchdown passes, no picks, and guess what? He also led the team in rushing, and then he flew the flight back home to Seattle.
Is there anything that was left that he didn't do in this game? I mean, it was unbelievable. Jamal Adams was a force on defense. Remember?
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And able to rip chip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Baker Mayfield, 3 touchdown passes as his guys bounced back from the defeat on opening weekend. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. 23-17, the final score. And lastly, Monday Night Football has a good one lined up between the New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, in our game, each team able to manage just 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 is our score. And for the call of the second half, we send it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard.
One more game remains to be played in week 2 after this one, and it's a game that folks have been looking forward to for months, if not years. The first ever regular season home game for the Las Vegas Raiders as they host the Saints. 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 in Vegas, right here on EA Sports. That should be fun. And he's brought down after a very nice game. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
3 yards. First down, New England.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michelle. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
Offense.
Hey, we gonna do what we do.
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Wagner. A 6-yard
A play fake to Michelle, now Newton.
at the 46-yard line.
Sliding out of the pocket. He'll run it.
Newton on the keeper. A gain of 16 yards.
So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, CD, let's take a moment here and get your thoughts just on week 1 in general. Certainly no shortage of storylines, but I'm curious, after 1 week, which teams really caught your eye?
Well, teams with continuity certainly did. Kansas City, the defending champions, they were sharp in their season opener, as was Baltimore, who, of course, has title aspirations, getting upset in the playoffs last year. How about a couple big surprises? What about Washington coming back from a big deficit against Philadelphia at home, getting a win for head coach Ron Rivera? What a big game for them. And, of course, Jacksonville. Everyone's talking about how this team has just been dismantled. They'll be lucky to win 2 games. They won a big one against Indianapolis. And, of course, all year long, we'll follow the New England, Tampa Bay ledger, won't we? In this case, New England, with all their changes, they get a win. Tampa Bay, with all their additions, they take a loss on the road in New Orleans.
Yeah, you know that coach in New England slept a little bit better than the quarterback down in Florida after week 1.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
He'll find Metcalf. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Wilson to Metcalf that time. First down, Seattle.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook. But
and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Greg Olsen, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Bird now ready to return it. And able to get this out to the 25.
Over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 13 yards remaining on second down. Out of the gun, Newton. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Cam fighting, he lost the football, it's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. They'll try and run it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a first down.
First and 10.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's third down.
Brings up a 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Carson. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Newton and the Patriots with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Lawrence Guy able to bring him down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
A gain of 7.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And time now for the Seahawk defense to take their spots again on the field. And they forced the fumble last time. Now 4 turnovers for this defense. They've been darn good.
It's become a feeding frenzy, hasn't it? I mean, almost like the Sharks. When they descend upon their prey, that's what they've done this entire game. 4 takeaways, they preach it, and today they're living it.
Well, when you have that many, you probably think, all right, well, we'll just get another one now, right?
That's how it works. Everyone feels like, if I didn't get one, I'm doing something wrong.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down.
So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. It's caught. This is White. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And a dump off to White. Now the Patriots moving quickly, hustling up to the line. Looking to throw again on second down. Newton. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive. It just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
3 yards the gain there, second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Newton on first down. That's complete to his running back, Burkhead. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. To the air again, Newton. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Seahawks, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.